On June 28, 2021, during the Victoria, BC record-breaking Heatwave, I met with Dana, the Dayfather. We spoke about his newest album, Live, Laugh The Dayfather, how his music is informed by irony, personal experiences, and his past at CFUV as being a CFUV radio DJ.
Yeah, I'm the Dayfather. Dayfather, Day-na. It's, that's it. Just the Dayfather. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for meeting with me, the Dayfather.
Yeah.
So, okay, why don't we start with who is the Dayfather, right?
Who's the Day? I guess the Dayfather is I have a musical project. I play indie rock, kind of something in that realm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the moniker that I've taken on, the Dayfather.
Is it because it sort of connects to your name, or is it just because you are the Dayfather?
It's kind of because it connects to my name. So it's both starts with the same syllable.
Okay, cool.
Day. Yeah, Day-na,
right on.
Dayfather.
I was gonna save this one for a bit later, but I kind of, I don't know. I'm a follower of your Instagram, which I find is really fun and funny, and you have a very tongue-in-cheek approach to things. But I have heard that your sound has been described as moody barista, craft beer snob, dad rock bad. Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Is that the best description?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Can you maybe elaborate on how that whole sort of handle or descriptor works? Because that's a heavy handle right there.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because I haven't let go of some, I still listen to Wilco and stuff.
Okay.
So the dream of the early, the new pornographers, I still listen to them. So it's just yeah. And I mean, I'm 36 now, so I'm not, I'm reaching middle age. So I am dad rock, right?
You are. Well, I don't know. Is 36 dad rock? I don't think so. I associate dad rock with being not 36.
So, okay. Well, it is. It's the Dayfather. It's dad rock.
Okay, it is dad rock then. You're even claiming it with the name. Okay, that's totally fair. So the moody barista is definitely a part of this as well too. That goes with the indie element.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I listen to a lot of Radiohead as well. So.
Okay, all right. That totally explains it. Moody barista is definitely Radiohead territory. Now, the craft beer snob.
Oh yeah.
Where's that? Coming
well, from? I mean, I feel I could hold my own. I've listened to a lot of music, and I have opinions about a lot of music. So, if I needed to be snobby, I could be snobby.
Okay. Well, that sounds like we're about to open up a can of worms here. Maybe we can get into some snobby elements. Is there a certain, opinion that you have of something that perhaps is very snobby that you would think? Personally? And then maybe we can dig and I'll find one that you don't think is snobby, but I think is snobby.
What about well, the first thing that came to mind was what about someone who reads Agatha Christie books or something?
Well, I don't know. That's a double-edged blade right there, but perhaps we could be entering into snobby territory for sure. Do you read Agatha Christie books? Title? I know you do. I know you do.
No,
okay.
just the classics for me.
Just the classics, so no Agatha Christie. Then you're not really that snobby then.
Well, I thought it'd be snobby because I'm just reading classics and not Agatha Christie. I'm look down at the Agatha Christies,
Okay, I see that. All right, then you are definitely being snobby. You're Gramsci snobby. Okay, well, all right.
But that's I'm not naturally that way. That's just I could be.
Well, that's okay. It's okay if you're naturally that way. Everyone's allowed to be their own person,
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go on a rampage, an Agatha Christie hate rampage.
We're just unleashing it now. All right.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I have a hard time recalling a lot of the titles, but I feel like they're always something to the effect of so-and-so discovers something that wasn't really what they were expecting, and then something a little bit ridiculous unfolds. But maybe it's just because I'm not really that well versed in my Agatha Christie. I suppose the only thing I can contribute to this sort of conversation is that I recently learned Agatha Christie has been having some interesting criticisms that perhaps I should have been more aware of, but her approach to everything with her writing is rather colonialist and lacking, different perspectives, and always is othering people by having, alternate cultures as being these groups that need to be unraveled, by their British or their, white colonist mystery solvers. But that could be getting into a totally different territory that has nothing to do with Dayfather, and maybe we don't need to go there. So
Yeah.
Okay, historically you were a CFUV DJ.
Yes.
Let's talk about this. That
Yeah.
Like 6 years. Holy shit. Like that's a good amount of time to contribute to CFUV.
Oh yeah. It was a lifestyle for sure. I was do you remember the Reverend Rock and Roll Breakfast?
Totally. He's a very busy dude. I think he's still going. Elaborate.
Yeah, he's making drum videos. But I do the show right after him.
Mm-hmm.
And Friday afternoons, I was going to university at the time. So just head over there after my class, play some indie rock tunes, focus on the new releases, and I feel like I really got comfortable with public speaking by doing that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that does happen because you don't have to see people. This is different.
Yeah.
I'm seeing you, and that's what happens when you interview. But when you're doing your show, it's like,
yeah,
shutters are on, man. I don't have to feel, right? Like,
yeah. But there are still people, like, there's people out there. You can't just like totally phone it in,
True. It's not like you can go on there and start burping and farting and say that's cool. Maybe some people do, but maybe it's not the best to do that. Okay, well, that's really rad. So you're strictly indie rock, but like 6 years. Do you want to talk about like 6 years of your time? Like, how did that go? Was that
like the music I played?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, actually, I started off when I was really into indie rock, but I think because of CFUV exposed me to so much music, and I was just getting into so much indie rock that I got sick and tired of indie rock. So, which was great because CFUV has so many different genres of music so then I'd just be like, I'm gonna listen to jazz now. I'm gonna get into world music. And then, and then I'd just play it on my radio show just because that's what I was listening to.
Nice. That's really great. I love it.
Yeah.
I think that is the beauty of CFUV is just how eclectic things can be here. And even as a programmer, you can go from, like you were saying, being like a primarily indie rock show to saying like, whatever, I'm going to be eclectic right now. I don't have to conform to whatever it is that is enforced on people at like CBC. You know what I mean? Like it's a different thing entirely. So it is rather nice. Well, cool. What were you studying when you were at UVic?
Psychology.
You're a psych major? No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that what you studied?
Yeah, I'm a psych major.
Okay.
So, bravo. Nice. I could ask you about your profs, but that would just be a boring conversation for people tuning in that are not interested in psych major conversations. So save that for a different time. Okay, well, we're totally diverting from the main point here, which is you have released yet another album. Which is amazing. You're rather prolific. The Dayfather. Well, I don't know. You've produced a number of albums, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess 2 in the last 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I guess I'm just like I just hear about those Spotify algorithms. And it's like every 6 months, and I'm like, whoa.
You cannot use a Spotify logarithm to dictate your life. That is. Do not do that.
They run the show now.
I suppose they do. Well, at least they make everyone think they do. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's not creative production. That's not how any artist should feel they have to be. I say 2 albums in 2 years is pretty damn good, and especially considering that in amongst that there's been a pandemic. Like, I don't know, that's been really hard for a lot of people to focus. Has that had any influence on your creative production and your process?
I don't think so. Like I've been thinking about this. Like I felt like when the pandemic hit, there would be a lot of musicians releasing a lot of music because they'd have all this free time. But it seems like there hasn't really been. And I think that probably for a lot of people, it's because like, music is such a social thing, I guess. Like
True.
getting together with the band and like, you know, going to shows and stuff, I think really inspires people. But yeah, no, I haven't like, yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Yeah, no, I feel like, you know, those memes when the pandemic first hit and like, there's something about like, you don't realize you're like antisocial or whatever.
Yep.
It's kind of been like that. Yeah, it's just been like continuation, but even more free time. So
yeah. So in other words, you're actually a little bit of a hermit, and I could probably relate to that. Yeah. Some people have been climbing the walls, and that's understandable.
yeah.
I respect that that's, you know, and that's been really hard on them. But some people it's been comfortable. So it's been comfortable for you then. Like,
Yeah.
leave me alone.
I mean, yeah. Like if I'm getting lonely, then, you know, things are bad, you know. But I
Same.
mean, yeah, I mean, just like, because like you just can't do anything. You can't go out. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
you know, I
true.
don't want to go out every week, but
And if you're okay with that, then it's not a big deal. But okay,
yeah.
now excuse my ignorance, but has Dayfather been like a solo project entirely the whole time, or have you had people come in and out of it occasionally?
No, it's been pretty much. It's gotten like slowly less solo.
Okay.
Like on the first record, I played everything except for the drums. And then this one, it was everything except for the drums and the bass. And I feel like it's becoming less and less solo.
And that's even
Like
during
I
COVID.
kind of want to, yeah, like it just saves me time and effort to have to like write all this stuff
Yeah.
when there's like great people who can just pick up a guitar or a bass and just, you know, play some stuff.
Well, and also that's I think the beauty of any band is it's a collaborative project. If you get
Yeah,
to, you know, like it's a really cool thing when you get to make something happen with other people that you all like and you enjoy. I just didn't realize that it was sort of building on members over the pandemic. Like that's pretty cool. How has that worked?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, like you were saying, like over time, there's been more people adding to it, and it sounds like
Oh,
pandemic, more people somehow participated. Am I misunderstanding that?
yeah, it's because like I'm just saying like when I go to record it
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
instead of yeah, instead of but yeah, but I mean it is collaborative in that sense. So
Cool.
it's like and I want to keep doing that, keep going more down that path of just bringing other people in.
Sweet. Right on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, why don't we talk about live laugh
Mm.
dot. Am I correct? Is there a dot after it?
Yeah, I guess like yeah, it's supposed to be like the name of the record is Live Laugh the Dayfather.
Live
So
Laugh the Dayfather. Okay, thank you for
yeah,
correcting me on that. Okay, so Live
yeah,
Laugh the Dayfather. That's the
yeah.
most recent, and there's definitely a very specific aesthetic that's going on with it.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know. This just comes back to what I was sort of alluding to before, and I think it's one of the things that I really admire and enjoy about what you do. Is
Mm-hmm.
um, there's definitely a playfulness in
Mm-hmm.
your approach, and there's
Mm-hmm.
also just you don't strike me as a very serious person, even though you
Mm-hmm.
handle your work really seriously. So you have a sense of humor without, you know, scrimping on your commitment to what you're making.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I have noticed that sometimes with just like meeting musicians and stuff around, like they just seem like really serious about everything. And I don't know, I mean, I like a good laugh as much as the next person. And um so yeah. But I mean, you know, I do take my music pretty seriously. I want people
Yeah.
to take it seriously, you know. Like it's not. Although I did have an idea to write a song. Actually, it has a swear in it, but
It has a square in
and
it.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't.
Elaborate on this. How
Can
does
we
it?
drop f bombs on CFUV?
Yeah, you can. You can do it on my show. That's fine.
Okay. I had an idea. I should write a country rock song. It's called "It's Hard to Be a Fuckboy in Your 30s." And then I was like, if I actually did that, I wouldn't want to release it as the Dayfather because like it's not serious enough. And then so I was like, what if I had like an alternate project called the Dayfather's Weenie Roast? And then it'd just be like all these silly song ideas I have, I could just release them on my Weenie Roast, you know.
I'm thinking of the last album that came out where you're riding a whale and you're a
Oh
captain.
yeah, yeah.
So there's a thing going on here, and I don't know, it you can't be a fuckboy in your 30s seems like perhaps there could be a thread. Maybe I've misinterpreted that. Maybe I'm off.
Oh,
But do you think that there's a thread there, or is like, do you want to have like 100% this needs to be a separate project? Because it's cool to have a separate project where you have like the fuckboy songs and then you don't have the fuckboy songs.
like completely separate from the Dayfather.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm just maybe I misheard you through Zoom or something, but I was like, is that? Do you really want to have them separated?
Oh yeah, well just a little bit because it'd be the Dayfather's Weenie Roast, right? So it'd still be the Dayfather, but it'd just be
Like Dayfather at night. Okay, right on.
yeah.
Sweet.
He's just having a weenie roast, you know.
Okay, so when is that something you're working on now, or is that something that is like sort of building in the background?
It's just like an idea I had, and it just keeps building. I just keep thinking about it,
It's
and
gonna happen. Yeah, if it's there and you're like thinking about it, that's gonna happen.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I look forward to playing that on my show. I think that will be really great. I look forward to it. A great deal.
yeah,
Now, in relation to Live Laugh, the Dayfather,
yeah.
I do want to bring up how you do have an aesthetic. It's a a visual aesthetic that's going on with it, and I suppose I'm kind of noticing that you do go for a certain visual aesthetic, as anybody would with any project they're doing. But I just find the visuals are very dramatic, and they
Mhm.
are not necessarily what people would perhaps associate with the music that you create. And
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's a really awesome thing to do. Do you want to
Mhm.
chat a little bit about this particular album's aesthetic and your whole theme that you were doing with it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess it's the black metal thing. It's like
Yeah.
they call it the corpse face makeup.
And then the words that look like that.
Oh yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah, yes. Like the metal albums have those. Their font or whatever is basically illegible.
Yeah, and it looks like a tumbleweed. Exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you've got this whole
yeah,
thing going on, and you've got the corpse paint, and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And it's just kind of, and it doesn't really fit with the music, so it kind of has this
Great.
ironic kind of twist to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I deal with some like pretty heavy themes on the album. So
Do you want to talk about some of those?
yeah, we could.
Shoot.
What could we talk about? We talk about the big old Oriole.
Lay it on me.
Let's see, I was watching a Blue Jays game,
Mhm.
and they were playing the Baltimore Orioles, and the guy hit a home run, and it was in Baltimore, so everyone was going crazy because when they hit that home run, they eliminated the Jays from the playoffs, and they clinched a playoff spot themselves. So then I was like, the big old Oriole, and then it just turned into like a song, I guess, about evil, or just like the Oriole was like just like this evil bird, because I just had some lyrics occur to me, and I was like, wow,
this is an evil bird.
Yeah, it's just a big old Oriole flying around.
I love it. I like it because it all came from the inspiration of a Blue Jays game, right?
Yeah, and like the
Art
disappointment.
everywhere.
What's that?
There's art everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You, and boom,
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really get that impression from you that, and that's why I try. I don't know how else to say it without sounding like an asshole. But the playfulness, I think, that your work exudes really would permit that sort of approach, in my opinion. Being able to be receptive to seeing things in ways that are not at face value, like, oh, I need to look at this as a Blue Jays game. That's it. Like,
oh yeah,
just let my mind wander, and now I've got a song about evil and a flying Oreo, right? And that's cool. And I think that's really I think that's really powerful, actually. I think that's a really powerful tool creatively, and it's a really cool process. What other themes do you cover in the album?
Let's see, I talk about friendship on the first song. Just the kind of like I guess this like the difficult nature, or and just also like growing up and realizing like going through the process of like having like a friend group, but then you stop like drinking or something, and then all your friends disappear.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that was just like, we were just partying or whatever. Yeah. And I think it's also like being in Victoria, like I feel like almost everyone I went to university with has moved away now or gone somewhere else. And like, I feel like that's a process that kind of happens, I've read, in for people in their 30s, especially men.
Mm.
So yeah, and I think it's just like, just saying that basically that like, unless you have that, like that deeper layer to it, like it's not really that meaningful. But also having that deeper layer is like a really big investment, and
yeah,
you want to do it with everyone, but you can't do it with everyone.
No, you can't. And then also it's hard, especially if you grow up with people and you have a really awesome friend group, but when you grow up with people, sometimes people begin to outgrow each other. And that's really tough too, especially if you were really close to some of these people, and then, there's this dysphoria in a sense of a certain network, and it can be really hard. Yeah. I thought that you were from Calgary. I don't know why. Okay, it doesn't. Yeah. Okay, but I thought that you're from Calgary. But you can start a friend group. It doesn't matter at what point or where. But yeah, I appreciate that insight, and I'm sensing a bit of psych, interest in that statement and in that little sort of process. Yeah, I think that it's interesting the way, we can process vulnerable experiences or vulnerable thoughts, through art and through a little bit of humor. It just makes it a little bit easier to contemplate them and to even process them ourselves. And then anyone who's listening to it or experiencing that art that you've created inspired by that stuff in whatever format, it's really empowering for them too. So I think that's really cool that you've done that. So I have to go back to it because I'm seeing a connection here. I'm seeing an irony thing that's going on here, because the last album you did was not a country album.
No.
But there was a country theme going on with it.
Right? Yeah.
Like this one's not a black metal album, but there's a black metal theme with it, which is this like Dayfather irony situation that's going on. Is irony a big part of all of it for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to like that kind of having a laugh about it.
Yeah.
Which is ironic. But I think it's also like I feel like I'm almost presenting myself almost as like a fool, or like the fool card in the tarot deck. Just like almost like as if like to present myself as if I'm not aware that these things are happening. Yeah, I don't know why I do that.
Do you feel like the fool?
Yeah, sometimes. Like I feel like everyone should probably like be the fool at sometimes.
I think that we are all the fool constantly. And I think when we're in the state where we're not receptive to being in that place, and we try and pretend that we're not permitting ourselves the opportunity to learn new things, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the whole beauty of that card, is you were on the brink of discovering something that could potentially harm you, but may not, and really is going to shape you moving forward. I really appreciate that you added that is a sort of inspiration or how you feel when you're going to your work, and it makes even more sense to me now. Just saying, that makes a lot of sense to me. It totally connects really well. Okay. I'm excited to play the album on my show today. This is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I don't know, I think there's a lot more we could unpack here, and I'm feeling a little bit silly because I don't feel like I was prepared enough, because that fool card thing you just dropped really got my mind going. But I was wondering if you had any other thoughts that I haven't managed to hit on that you wanted to bring up about the album in particular, or your whole creative process.
No, I don't think so. I mean, hopefully that's piqued the interest of some people.
Yeah, probably it is.
Figure out what's going on there.
Figure out what's
but yeah, so thanks for having me on. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All the social media links. Lay it on
Oh,
us.
so let's see.
Links. Where can we find you?
Instagram is at Dayfather.
Cool.
I think Twitter is at the Dayfather.
Oh my God, you have a Twitter? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Great. Oh my God, at the Dayfather on Twitter. Make note of that.
I think it's that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And then Facebook, I think, you just Google the Dayfather.
Okay, cool. Do you have a Bandcamp? Or are you only on Spotify
Yeah.
now? Oh, you do? Okay.
No. Oh yeah, definitely got Bandcamp.
Okay, you got, I thought I was like, no, I'm only on Spotify now. Fuck Bandcamp.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's, how do you feel about the whole Bandcamp versus, or how do you feel about Spotify, I guess?
I think that Spotify is really like, I don't know, it's taking artists for a run. And but I know that I have a tendency of getting caught up in like old school shit. So I'll say, oh, why break what's not broken? Or like, why fix what's not broken? Because Bandcamp is so accessible. Maybe for a lot of people, having an account on Spotify permits them to have access to a whole bunch of different types of music, kind of like the same way YouTube will show you logarithms of things that you just don't get with Bandcamp. So I don't know. I think that it's necessary, or it's a good choice for every, musician to have a Bandcamp, because it is really great to access as a radio person. When accessing Spotify or even SoundCloud, it's a little bit more awkward. That's just my humble.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
But don't you have to pay for most of? Do you have to pay for most of the music that you listen to on Bandcamp, or is it mostly free?
No, you can listen to Bandcamp. It's when you want to actually like, for example, like put on your phone and listen to it while you're like biking or whatever. You got when you download it, right? Or when you buy like an album. But you can stream it on your computer, like no problem. I guess stream's the wrong term, but play it. You can just play it on Bandcamp. It's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think if you end up playing a particular album so many times, which I've done with some people, they're like, open thy wallet. And then they're like, you should buy this album because you can play it a lot. So they do encourage people to buy it. It's not bad. It's accessible.
So it's a bit more in the artist's favor there.
Yeah.
Shift your arm a bit more. Okay.
I'd say so.
I should check that out then. I'm gonna listen.
Yeah, do it. Wait, but you have a Bandcamp, right?
Yeah, I have a Bandcamp. Yeah. I just don't really go on it because everything is just on. Yeah.
Always have Bandcamp. Yeah. Like I think that like there was somebody who's really big, and I was like, what? They've got a Bandcamp. Everybody's got Bandcamp just because of the accessibility of it. It's so easy. Yeah. You just go on there, you just see the artists, you just see their shit, you see their images, and it's whatever, it's done. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's almost like the MySpace, if MySpace wasn't clicking for musicians. But yeah, So okay, so people can find you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, and Bandcamp.
Oh, TikTok too.
Oh my God, you're on TikTok. What's your name on TikTok?
I think it's at Dayfather.
Just Dayfather?
Know that.
Okay, well, I have to bring this up now because I just haven't gotten on the TikTok wagon. Okay. What is going on there? Like what? Help me understand. What?
I mean, the videos are, I think the most the videos can be 45 seconds long.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's just like, and you just scroll through it and there's like, you can't really go back. Like once you can go back and look at the videos you've liked, I guess, and it's just this endless loop, but they have pretty good algorithms as far as like finding out what you're interested in, what you want to watch.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, I don't know. I like at least once a day, I'll see a video on there that just makes me laugh so hard. Like it's just, they've got me figured out somehow.
Do logarithms freak you out? Do you think that's really cool? Or are you like, this is disturbing? I mean,
I think it's cool in that part that they can just like, based on what I've liked and whatever, they can be like, oh yeah, these are videos that you're gonna enjoy.
Yeah, totally.
It kind of seems to work out.
Solid. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think the only time is when you start having the conversation about echo chambers and like, you're just in a bubble of your own opinion and you're never gonna hear anything else. But I suppose, like, isn't social media sort of meant to be a sophomoric pursuit? It's not really like a highly engaging platform, like reading some kind of engaging paper. You know what I mean? It's like saying that you should be gaining something by, I don't know, watching cartoons. Okay, but that could get into a whole nother conversation, and I don't know if that's appropriate. Thank you for chatting with me today. This has been really fun. We've kind of like woven around and meandered, and that's been fun.
Yeah.
Probably to do with the heat wave. I'm a little bit woozy, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to go see those sidewalks downtown.
Right? It's so weird. I can't believe that was on the news. Like, WTF.
And
But
apparently that it's Monday is going to be the peak. That's when it's going to really peak.
like next Monday or this Monday? Like today, Monday?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, I forget
today.
Oh, wait, yeah, it was yesterday.
That's nuts. Yeah, so I guess today was the peak. I wasn't sure if that was today either, or if it was going to be tomorrow, if it was on Sunday. It's
Oh,
hard to
okay.
really know anymore. All I know is that it's really warm and time doesn't seem to exist.
Yeah. I'm not a sweaty person, but I just like sit down and I just start sweating, even if I'm doing nothing, I'm just sweating.
I feel that. I feel that. I'm lucky I'm in a basement, so I get to be a little bit more like removed from all of that. But okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dana, for chatting with me during one of the most uncomfortable days in this year and letting your great sense of humor shine alongside your commitment to music.